Hi and welcome to Camille's Country Corner. My name is Lexi and today I will be making some food for you because my mom is still out of town. So today I'm going to be making a herb and garlic chicken thigh with some pasta and zucchini and some rolls. If you haven't already, please hit subscribe, definitely hit that like, and let's get into what we're going to need for this recipe. The most time on this recipe is actually cooking it, but putting it together takes less than 10 minutes. So let's get going. For this recipe, you're going to need an onion, chicken stock, chicken thighs, salt, pepper, garlic powder, basil, biscuits, a pastaroni pasta side, and zucchini. All right, let's get started with this dinner. So what I'm gonna start off first is just chopping up my vegetables. So for this dinner, I am taking help by a pastaroni side, so we're going to do a chicken thigh and pasta type of dish. So I'm gonna just take my zucchini and quarter it, so then we get little quarter moons, and cut these up kind of small because we're gonna roast them in the oven for a while. I do have my oven preheated right now at 350. Once it gets to temperature, I'm gonna throw these in there for about 15 to 20 minutes. Now this recipe is kind of just like a throw together recipe, kind of whatever you have left around in your house. There we go, my zucchini is done. Let's grab a sheet tray. I don't want to wash something, let's see. Parchment. I have my lined parchment and I'm just gonna throw my zucchini on there. To this, we're actually going to take a little bit of olive oil and drizzle the tops. And then we're going to just hit it with some salt and some pepper. Do a generous amount of salt because it is going to soak into the vegetable. And then some freshly cracked black pepper. And then just gonna mix this up so the oil is on all sides of the zucchini. Okay, just gonna shake this out into an even layer. Give my hands a quick wash. This is gonna go into the oven at 350 for about 15 minutes or until they're tender and cooked all the way. Next, I'm going to take my half an onion. Best way to cut an onion is to cut down on the sides in equal lengths. And then you're going to go down kind of at an angle about 2 times. And now you're just going to go down. And then I'm just gonna put this into a little bowl and we're gonna use that for the pasta when we get there. And set it off to the side. Let me wipe off my cutting board and we'll move on to the chicken. So what I have here is 2 chicken thighs. I have the skin on them still. And what I'm going to do to this one is We're gonna throw some olive oil and seasonings, but let me wash my hands first so I can touch that. So I sprayed a little bit of avocado oil on the top of this one because I just think it's gonna make it easier in the long run. I'm gonna take some kosher salt. And all of these seasoning is up to your flavor and what your family prefers. I'm just going basic today. Do some pepper. Do some basil. And I'm just squishing it up a little bit more in my fingers, just so it gives it a more even coating on the skin. And some garlic powder. And just for kicks, I'm also going to do a little bit of paprika on the outside as well. I'm going to give this one final rub down before it goes into the oven. I just have a glove. Make sure to push in those flavors. Get it on the other side as well. And I don't want my chickens to dry out in the oven, so I am going to do just a splash of this homemade chicken stock just at the bottom. There we go. We're going to use that again later. This is going to go into the oven with the zucchini, and I'm going to check it after 30 minutes. See how it's cooking. Don't mind these are just fats from my homemade chicken stock. But let's move on to our next task. All right, saved you from the explosion of that pop biscuit, but I just have these canned biscuits that have butter in them. This one looks giant. And I'm just putting it onto a lined baking sheet. When these come out of the oven, I'm going to cover them with ghee and some garlic, so they're garlicky butter biscuits, but I'm just gonna set this off to the side until we free up some more room into the oven, and we'll just bake these per the instructions, which I just threw out, so I'll give it to you when it's time to throw that in. All right, so what I have now is just a sauce pot. We're gonna make our pasta side. I'm adding a tablespoon of ghee. And into that we're gonna put our onions as well. And give this a little mix. And here is our zucchini. And in the oven, our chicken is almost done as well, so that's why we're starting this side. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt to this and a little bit of pepper. right, so these onions are becoming translucent, so what I'm going to do now is we are going to just loosely follow with the box instructions of this pasta roni says. So it says 1 1/3 cup of water and 2/3 milk. So I did 1 1/3 cup of my homemade chicken stock, 2/3 milk, did 2 tablespoons of butter or margarine, and then I also added the flavors that we added to the chicken, the paprika, garlic, and some basil. And then we're also gonna add the herb seasoning mix that it came with in the box. I'm gonna give this a stir. I'm gonna wait for this to come to temperature before we add our pasta in. I really like the angel hair with pasta and herbs, pasta roni side. You can definitely use it in a lot of instances, just having it as a side dish, making it into a main meal, add more flavors to it, just like what I did. Anything really. Okay, I'm gonna let that come to temperature and I will show you what our next step is when we get there. All right, this just came to temperature, so I'm going to throw in the noodles. All right, and then it says to reduce the heat to medium, don't cover, and just cook. So, stir this around, make sure it doesn't stick anywhere. All right, and I'm also gonna throw my biscuits in while this cooks. Here's the chicken right out of the oven. It's perfectly cooked to temperature, and our pasta is cooking away. All right. At this stage, because the pasta is almost cooked, I am going to take our zucchini and add it in there. This will bring it back to temperature since it's been sitting out for just a little bit. And I'm going to turn the heat off and let this just remain of the pasta cook in the heat and thicken up. In the meantime, we are just waiting for those biscuits, but we are almost there. All right, so we have our completed dish. So let's give this a try, shall we? And try some of this pasta and the zucchini first. Do the beauty guru thing. That pasta is so good, and the zucchini is cooked perfectly. All right, and then let me get a little piece of this chicken. So I could have taken this off the bone as well. I didn't have to serve it on the bone. But I'm all about super easy meals today. I'm not feeling good mentally, so this is what we get. Chicken. I'm gonna take a little bit of pasta with it. That is really good. My chicken is cooked perfectly. It's very juicy, flavorful throughout it. It tastes like the garlic and the herbs and the pepper. Tastes super good. And then I have a scorching hot roll to eat with this. So I hope you guys like this video. My mom is coming back from South Carolina to Alabama as we speak. So she will be back posting regular videos here coming up soon. I just want to make sure to let you guys know that we wish you a very happy new year, and I hope you have nice, fun, realistic goals for you, and I hope cooking more at home is one of them. All right, we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.